Buongiorno, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Connor. I yap about fashion for much longer than I'm supposed to, and that's basically the point of this whole channel. Now, to start things off, you might be saying, Connor, what in the world are you wearing? Well, I'll answer that. I am wearing a full jumpsuit. And you may say, Connor, why are you wearing a full jumpsuit? And to answer that, because it's cool. Look at this thing. Isn't this? Well, let me try to spin for you. Isn't this so cool? I like jumpsuits. I think they're like really fun. This one's like an old vintage one I got at a flea market. I don't know. I think it's really cool. I like the color. Just a big jumpsuit guy. I have a couple jumpsuits. This one's definitely my favorite though. Anyways, this is what I mean by I talk too much. So let's get into the topic of today's videos. Today's video's plural? Anyways, today's video is going to be on shoe recommendations. I was originally going to do sneakers, but I like specifically sneaker recommendations for spring. But I think a couple of these constitute as like, or count as like not sneakers, but they're like kind of close. So I'm just going to rebrand to shoes. And a disclaimer, this is just like a few of the pair of the shoes that I've seen that I've liked as of late. There's plenty more. I could probably do a list of 30 or 40 shoes that I really enjoy that I think would be phenomenal for the spring and the summer, but these are just like the ones off the top of my head that I'm really, really loving. And also another disclaimer, I know this video is on shoes that I'm recommending for spring and summer, but I would really recommend going to take a look at your own wardrobe and just really seeing if you really need any more shoes. Lord knows that I don't. I will not be buying any of these shoes unless I decided to get rid of some of the other shoes that I have on hand prior, because I just have, oh, you actually can't see behind that, because I just have so many shoes that frankly, I just don't need anymore. However, this is a fashion page, so it is fun to just look at things from a fashion standpoint, just things that are exciting to look at as clothing, even if I'm not gonna own them. It's still fun to talk about. So let's get into shoe number one. Open up the handy dandy computer here. Now, the first shoes are these shoes from Pompeii. And Pompeii, I believe, is a Spanish brand. They make a lot of cool stuff. They do have a few different types of sneakers. These are the Kite Astro Vanilla Navy. Kind of a mouthful there, but I love the silhouette of these sneakers. I've been loving the big tongue over the shoe look. I think they just got a very classic, sleek look, and I've always been a proponent of like the thinner, like ultra thin kind of sneaker look, and these are just very sleek, fun. They give off like a nice 90s, like kind of 2000s dad vibe, or like maybe 80s dad vibe that I really, really like. Frankly, I don't think a lot of people will have them, so this is definitely a huge rec. And they also offer, originally I was just gonna make this specifically about these shoes as the recommendation, but I was going through their site and they actually have a lot of amazing other shoes for offer. Like they have these Vega pony leather polar fleece. Again, all these names are kind of crazy, but like these pony hair loafers, insane. The regular loafers, insane. They have a very, very nice boat shoe, very reminiscent of like the Timberland 3-eye lug boat shoe that's very popular that I own a pair of. I think I like these more than the Tims, at least just in terms of pure look. My Tims are crazy comfortable, so I love those, but I think I like the look of these boat shoes even better. They're sneakers, they're just regular Kites, also look really, really great. I mean, there's just a plethora of options here that I think are just really amazing. And as always, we have to check out the women's footwear. These Gemini shoes that they have, actually, let me see if they offer these in my size, because these Gemini shoes that they have under the women's section are so cool. Nope, they only go up to a size 40. That is the major fault of every brand, is they never have the shoes for me. But if you're a woman, the Gemini Moss shoes, phenomenal. You will be looking great. I can't speak to the quality because again, I don't own a pair, but just off in terms of pure look, they look amazing. The Vega T-bar leather and black, beautiful. All of these Kites, beautiful. I mean, the Vega leather T-bar in any color. There's so many good options for shoes on this website. I would highly recommend checking them out. I don't think a lot of people know about them, so if you know that's important, standing out, being different, then this might be the shoe company for you. Now, the next one we have is from a brand called Pane World, and this is very confusing because I think they're a Chinese or Japanese brand, but I really am just very confused. I was looking at their Instagram because they don't have a website linked, and I guess the only store they sell through is called Taobao, which I believe is a Chinese site. So I think they're like a Chinese-based shoe brand, but again, I'm very confused, and I didn't do a ton of research into the actual brand. That being said, they do have some very, very nice shoes to offer. They're very like simple, sleek Gats. They're obviously Gat inspired, so they kind of have that like the Gat look, which I'm sure you're most familiar with in terms of the Margiela Gats. Those are obviously taking the world by storm. Everybody's got a pair of Margiela Gats, but these are fun, lower price point, and I think they look cool. Again, can't speak to them in terms of construction or quality, so if anybody has a pair and wants to let me know. But they have a couple cool different models that I really like. I like the silhouette. I like the colors that they chose. I think they just look sleek. I think they're a great shoe. I think they're that kind of low profile, slim look to them, as well as the ones with the tongue on the sole, are just going to be a phenomenal addition for your spring and summer wardrobe. Also, if anybody knows any more about this brand, I saw they were featured in Hypebeast, maybe specifically like the Japanese or Chinese version of Hypebeast. I don't know because I can't navigate the site, because whenever I look it up, the whole site is in a different language. So I don't even know how to change the language. I really don't know. If anybody has any more information, please tell me, because I mean, again, based off merit of looks, I think they look cool, but then again, that's all I really know. Next up are the Adidas Japan, and I know a lot of y'all are going to have issues because it's Adidas, it's the Samba. I really don't care. I love my Sambas. What I will say about this is not only do I think they're beautiful, I feel like they feel like a more mature version of the Samba. The Samba feels a little bit younger, more playful, which is a great thing. I have my Sambas and I love them, but these just feel more like a shoe that I'd wear if I wanted a Samba, but I was also in my mid-20s, which I am, or my late 20s, or just any other time. They just feel a little bit more refined to me, specifically these leather versions that they have, the pre-loved brown / cloud white / cardboard colorway. I saw these in person and I feel like they're just absolutely amazing. I really, really love them. They also have them in like this cloud white, powder red, cream white that I think is really cool. I think these shoes just look really great. They're really sleek. I love the very thin sole. Again, that's a common theme through pretty much all of these, but these are just like a really good Samba alternative, even though they're still Adidas. I think they just look really great. So if you still like the Adidas look, these are a phenomenal option for you. And they have lots of cool colorways. I think most of them are only sold like overseas, unfortunately, but I've seen a lot of cool colorways, so I know they at least exist. Next up, I'm sure you've been seeing these everywhere if you're in the same circles as I am, but I've been seeing a million of these and I'm honestly not too mad about it. That is the Nike Total 90. They are such obviously a 90s, like early 2000s shoe. I mean, from what I know, I was quite literally not alive for most of that, and then alive at a very young age for the rest of it. But I think they're so sick. I saw the silver pair in person. I just happened to walk into a store that sold them and I was like, oh my gosh, these are beautiful. I really want a pair. And of course they're sold out in my size, as is with the same with every shoe under the sun. But then again, like I said, we don't need more shoes over here. I own enough shoes. I own enough shoes. I own enough shoes. We do not need more shoes. We do not need more shoes. We do not need more shoes. I don't need more shoes. But these shoes, very, very cool. I just saw they released a couple other colorways, which I'll put photos right here. I don't remember them off the top of my head while I'm making this video, but I do remember seeing them online and thinking, wow, these are a really cool pair of shoes. Again, they just have that very sleek, low profile look. They unfortunately did sell out in the gray colorway, which I think is personally the best one out of all of them. But you know, I'm sure a lot of y'all will find other colorways that you really, really enjoy. So unfortunately, the resellers are kind of killing that market, as they do with everything. I love the asymmetrical lace. That's becoming a very, very popular motif that I've noticed in a lot of shoes. Is a lot of them are kind of getting like these laces or whatever they have like towards the sides of the shoes, which I think is very, very cool. I'm really enjoying the look of that. I love the big red 90 on the inside. I think it'd be a little bit much on the outside, so I like that they place it on the inside. I think it's really cool. I mean, the stitching across the top reminds me kind of like of a soccer cleat, but also like an indoor martial arts shoe. Very similar to my Adidas Taekwondos, but I love these. I think they're great. If you can get your hands on a pair, I would definitely recommend rocking them. Next up, this was actually a very big surprise for me. This might be more of an honorable mention, but because I own them, well, let me just tell you, it's the Fenty X Puma Avanti LS. I wouldn't have expected to like the shoe off the bat, but Puma actually sent me a pair of these in orange. Let me show you. So these shoes are very wild for me. You might have seen them on my Instagram. I'll show a quick photo of that. I would never have guessed that I would have liked these shoes in a million years. The colorway is just so outrageous for me. The shoe is just so insane. Like I said, I never would have guessed I would have liked these, even though they have a lot of the stuff that I, said that I liked. Just the color and like this heel, I just wasn't sure about. But after wearing them, these are this is not paid, by the way. This is just, I mean, they happen to send me shoes and I love them. And so I'm gonna, tell you about them. Not only are they crazy comfortable, but I think the look is really cool. And this actually grew on me. They also have great grip while you're walking, which is something I didn't know that I really liked. I mean, this is a spring color. This is a spring summer color. And also, they smell amazing. That's so random to put in this video, but these smell amazing. Again, I know, so random, probably not important at all to whether or not you're gonna buy shoes, but I love them. And they have like, they have them in this really beautiful blue colorway. That's actually the colorway that I would prefer more than the one that I have. Even though I love the ones that I have now, I still think I'd take the blue colorway. I love the blue and cream. I think that it's just like a more harmonious color scheme. That being said, I think this is a great shoe. I would definitely recommend trying them if you're looking for something a little bit crazy, a little bit maybe probably out of your comfort zone. They're definitely a statement. So definitely got to recommend those. All right, so before we move on to my more expensive portion of the video, the ones before obviously were not cheap, but the ones that I'm about to recommend after this are just hideously expensive. Like the dollar amount makes me cry just thinking about it right now. So I'm gonna go through my honorable mentions. Up first, we have the Onitsuka Tiger Mexico 66. I know y'all have heard about these a million times, but I'll never stop preaching them. I've had these for about 4 years now. I think I got them right back in the middle of COVID. And these are one of my favorite shoes of all time. I wear them with literally anything ever. They're beaters, so they're amazing. These shoes are one of the reasons why I love thin shoe, like just low profile shoe. Like this is probably one of, if not like my favorite sneakers of all time, honestly. And then when they re-released the Kill Bill colorway from that movie, I was like, oh my gosh, I love those. I saw somebody style with a leather jacket and was like, I have to have those. I love the Mexico 66. I will preach them till the day I die. I have to give them an honorable mention. Next honorable mention is Veja. They sent me a pair of shoes, and I was also fortunate enough to meet a lot of the team when I was in Paris. And not only is the team like super kind, which I think honestly it genuinely does matter to me. That does genuinely matter when like the people who work for the company are like good, nice people. Not only are they nice, their shoes are really, really cool, and they have like a very simple classic look. If you're not into the crazier fashion shoes, like for instance, like if you're more of like a I like to rock Vans kind of guy, just, you know, very simple, classic, gonna get the job done every single time, you can rely on it. Veja is definitely the way to go. I think they have amazing shoes. I think their stuff's made incredibly well, and again, big fan of the team, so honorable mention to them. And last honorable mention is the Adidas Taekwondo shoe. A lot of y'all have seen me a lot of y'all have seen me spam these on my Instagram. I got these in Milan, and I actually got them laser engraved with my initials right there, C and C for Connor Chase, my name. These might be my actual favorite shoes and are probably in the running for one of my favorite shoes of all time, right up there with the Mexico 66s. On second thought, I don't even know why I'm giving this an honorable mention. It should just be a straight up recommendation. I think just because they're newer, they don't have a lot of colorways to them, but I know Adidas is starting to do that a little bit more. But those shoes are perfect. I love the look. I think they're incredibly comfortable. They slip on, so they're super easy, low profile look. Like they just have everything I want in a shoe. I really just could ramble about them forever, but I'm just gonna say they're beautiful. If you've been thinking about it, I would highly recommend it. So take this as a sign. And now we're on to the break the bank portion of this segment of this video. If you got it like that, I would recommend these shoes. If you don't got it like that, I would recommend liking the video, subscribing, and then closing the video. Well, actually, don't close the video. Keep the video running in the background. Feel free to mute this and just go to a different tab. That way the entire video plays out and I get your view. I heard this on Ash's video and I realized, you know what? That's better than just closing out of the tab. Just let the video play out, right? Just give me the play. You might as well, you might as well, you know, just give me the play. Just give me your play. Give me your play. That's all I want. I just want your view. Give me your views. I know you want to give me your views. Give me the view. Maybe a like. Give me a like too. Gosh, anyways, Dries Van Noten makes an incredible sneaker that I am absolutely in love with. Specifically the tan suede one is, I think, maybe just the epitome of a beautiful shoe to me. I mean, based on the rest of the list, are we really surprised? I mean, look at the shoe. They just look exactly like exactly what I've been saying. They offer them in tons of colorways. Sorry, the shower just turned on. One of my rooms is showering. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but you know, whatever. Just ignore it. It's just nice, lovely white noise. But they offer them in a really cool metallic colorway that I think is really fun with these yellow lace. I mean, just tons of cool colorways. It's just, I mean, you can tell it's that sleek, low profile look that's super in that I personally love. I would own every color of these. They're just break the bank expensive. Next up, we have the EGONlab, something like that. Black ballerina 2 straps loafer. Now, this might be a little much for a lot of the guys who tend to watch my channel, but these are the most me shoe. And this is the reason why I hesitated to say sneaker recommendations and just said shoe recommendations, because these obviously don't really count as a sneaker, but I think these are so gorgeous. In this black colorway, they have this nice flat top. It looks like you can step on the heel as a mule, which I used to do that with my Vans all the time. My parents would get so mad at me because I would step on the back of my heel on my Vans and I'd wear them around as mules. And my parents, oh my gosh, they used to get so pissed off at me because I would just destroy the back of them. And frankly, I loved it, and I still do it to this day. But these shoes are so beautiful. They're everything I want in a shoe. They're sleek, they're gorgeous. They have a nice white stripe stripe detail down the side. I love the coloring the covering that they use, like this kind of stretchy covering at the top. They're just like, look at it. It is a beautiful shoe. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful shoe. If you got it like that and can get a pair of these shoes, man, I recommend them because you're going to be looking good. You're going to be looking amazing. They also have them in a red that I don't like as much. I think the black is by far the better colorway. But I mean, if you can get these, get them and then send them to me immediately after, because I just want to inspect them. I just want to make sure that they're well made. You know, I want to make sure that everything's up to par, that the materials are good. Just so you know, it's just so we know that you're not getting scammed, right? I just want to do you a favor. So just address them out to me when you buy them. Just send them over to my house and I'll just double check them. I'll just make sure that the craftsmanship's good so that you know you got a really good pair of shoes, because I'm just kind and giving like that. I love my community, so I love to give back and to help out in that way, because you know, I'm just so kind and caring and thoughtful and humble and incredibly handsome and debonair. You know, some people even say suave sometimes. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's just these things that they say. Like, I don't even know if that's really true, but like, what can I say? They say it about me. And most of all, humble, because where would I be if I wasn't as humble as I am, which is incredibly humble. In case you haven't realized, I'm very humble. I'm probably the most humble, honestly. I'm more humble than you, that's for sure. I'm definitely more humble than whoever's watching this. Next up, we have the LABUCQ Suede shoes, and I love LABUCQ. They actually made a pair of my Mary Janes, and they're some of my favorite Mary Janes. They're incredibly well made. I love the leather quality on them. These shoes, again, I don't think they count as sneakers. They're more of like kind of dress shoes, but like casual dress shoes, I guess. I think they look really cool. They're like almost like a ballerina, it looks like, but they have them in this black and this white colorway. I honestly don't know which one I like better. I think the black one looks a little bit better. The white one might look a little bit too like kiddie for me, maybe. I don't know if that makes sense, but I still do like it. I definitely get them in either size. I actually might get them in the black, honestly. But no, we don't need shoes. We don't need shoes. We don't need any more shoes. We don't need any more shoes. Okay, no more shoes. We don't need any more shoes. These shoes are gorgeous though. Lovely low profile. They look like, yeah, ballerinas if they were dress shoes, which I mean, that is so cool. Would definitely recommend looking into getting a pair of those. They're made from Napa leather as well, which is very, very nice. Which means they're probably really, really soft. So if any of you end up getting a pair of these, please let me know how they turn out, because I got my finger on the trigger for these. I'm just too scared to pull it. And lastly for this video that I somehow managed to make extremely long, as I always do, even though I'm trying to be short and concise, is none other than the Our Legacy 10-pin shoe. These are so cool. They look like sneaker, dress shoe, hybrid bowling shoe. I don't even know. These are, I think, some of my favorite shoes I've seen in a minute. I think the silhouette is so cool. The like raw ends of the leather is just so amazing. The shoe looks gorgeous. They also got that, it's like a sneaker with a heel, like a sneaker with a little bit of heel. It's like a sneaker loafer hybrid, and those are my two favorite things. I don't like boots. I don't like any of that other mumbo jumbo whatever we got over here, okay? I like my sneakers and I like my loafers, and when they combine like this in this 10-pin shoe, that's my favorite. That's my ideal world, okay? These shoes are, I like, just like everything else on this list, they're everything I want in a shoe. Yes, I do have a tendency to turn towards hyperbole for everything, but what can I say? I'm an enthusiastic guy, and I'm enthusiastic about the things that I like, which is basically everything. And this is part of everything. So, I mean, if you're lucky enough to wear a pair of these, again, send them to me first so I can check them to make sure that everything's okay. Or just leave them on a desk by an open window at your house. I heard that's, you know, great for airing out your shoes to make sure, you know, they don't like smell and stuff like that. Like, definitely just, yeah, leave them by an open window or something, just to, you know, help take care of them or something. And then I'm sure everything will be fine. I'm sure everything will be great. They definitely won't go missing. I'm definitely not going to steal them from you. That would be insane, right? I mean, that would just be so crazy. That is my list of spring, summer shoe recommendations. I'd be happy to do this with more shoes because I have more shoes I can recommend, or I can do it with jackets or shirts or pants or anything that y'all want. The one thing I probably cannot do it with is shorts, because I'm still on the hunt for great shorts myself. That being said, let me know what you think. Let me know if you own any of these shoes, if you plan to own any of these shoes, or if you are literally copping any of these shoes as you've watched this video. And please let me know what you think, because all of these are on my wish list. I would happily own any one of these right now, but you know, I already have too many as it is, like I've said, so I really don't need any of these. They would just be nice to have. Love you so much as always. I'll see you in the next video. I am running late to basketball, so I got to fly out of here and go dunk on a bit. All right, I'm going over there to dunk on a bit. So see you in the next one. Love you, and deuces.